Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina Clovis, special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Hey, everybody. We're back. And just like that, we're back. All right. Thank you for being here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We've got another great story to talk to you about. Squatters. Oh, my goodness. Squatters. All right, you guys, if you haven't seen my previous videos on squatters, they're in on my YouTube channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Make sure y'all go over there and check it out. We're not over here to try and be mean or rude. We know people have situations where they may end up homeless and are just seeking a place to reside. We understand that. And we are out here to try and help people that are in that situation as well find the shelter and a place where they can reside. But at the same time, on the other side of what we're out here doing, being that I work with business owners all the time, and there are a lot of investors that I work with, they are having the difficulties of having squatters get into their properties, and they're losing money because, of course, these squatters are not paying rent and they are causing damage to these investors' properties that now the investor has to come up and spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to get their properties restored. Listen, so it's both sides of the equation. The people that are homeless, we're trying to find ways to get them places where they can have a place to lay their head and they won't have to break into properties. And then the landlords who are out here, they understand that a lot of people can't afford their rental properties or can't afford to rent a property right now, but they still should not be stuck with the problem of having people break into their properties and end up sometimes damaging their properties. So I want to bring this from both sides. I'm going to bring it today from the landlord's point of view to let you guys know what some of these landlords go through in the process of trying to get their properties back from squatters. So this particular story I have comes up here. This is from Nashville. This is a story from Nashville. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can run this video for you guys real quick on here. All right.
Here for the Dunkin' Run campaign.
We don't want to run the commercial, so let me take that off until I can get that commercial out of there. And let's mute this. And let's mute that real quick. Let's see. All right, while I get this up and running real quick, let me go over here. Let's see. All right, I might get a strike because this thing is running this commercial. Come on, we don't want to run the commercial. We don't want to run the commercial. All right, let me do this. Let me stop sharing and bring it back up. I apologize, you guys, for this commercial coming in. Let's go ahead and run this real quick over here on my silent mode. All right. Now, while that commercial is running, so let's go ahead and talk to this is a property that actually was a vacant land. Now, a lot of people are not aware that squatters can come on vacant land as well. They end up taking up on vacant land and going and just messing up the people's properties. The people have to then go clean up their properties because these people have now put trash on their properties. All right. So we're ready to go with this video. Let's go over here now.
House. Tonight, in the high cost of homelessness, Hermitage residents turn up the heat on a squatter who set up a campsite on a vacant lot in their neighborhood. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker live from Hermitage tonight with how the community members are joining together to try to help get him out. Kylie?
Yeah, Megan, Metro Police tell me that he was given notice just last week and actually didn't leave the property until today. Now, all of this junk left behind me, that's all now responsibility of the property owner.
Looks like he has moved his dwelling from in front of his car to the back of his car.
It's a new eyesore on Lebanon Pike in Hermitage. A truck with a busted out window surrounded by loads of junk, which residents say became home to a man and his dog earlier this month.
He had built a structure full of flooring displays from local stores, just junk that he had found, lots of furniture and trash, tarps.
Brittany McNann and other neighbors reported the camp to the city, writing Hub Nashville and Metro codes and calling Metro Police. Now that's where it all started.
They couldn't do anything to remove the man. And they said they needed the property owners to come out here and physically say that he needed to be trespassed and that they also needed a trespass waiver from the property owner.
McNann tracked down the property owners, Cook and Wilson, to let them know what was happening on their property. The owners responded with an email where they said, quote, "A trespass waiver was done Friday, and the people were given a couple of days to get their stuff and move." Fox 17 then reached out to police for more information, and as of tonight, police say a waiver has not yet been issued, but is forthcoming, and that property owner is responsible to clean up what's left behind. Now, we went to Cook and Wilson today to speak with them about their site after failing to reach them by email, but their office was closed. Police tell me that once that waiver is issued, if the man comes back, he could be prosecuted. There's still no word on when this junk will be cleaned or how much it's going to cost. We'll keep you updated.
All right, you guys. So there you have on this one. Now, a lot of people may not know this, but squatters don't just go into buildings. They will squat on vacant land. So please be aware, if you are a landowner, you do have to keep an eye on your land as well. Now, a lot of times people say, well, it's vacant land. I don't have to watch it every day. You know what? I don't have to do that. There are people that will come on your vacant land and take up residence. And not only that, they will start dumping their own trash onto your property. And guess what? You, the owner of that property, are now liable to clean it up because the county or the state does not care who put it there. Their concern is it needs to be cleaned up. So in this story, I'm letting you guys know, watch out for your vacant land. Now, this particular story indicated that this property was owned by a corporation, and a lot of corporations don't spend a lot of time checking on their vacant properties or their vacant land. You need to keep eyes on it. And people may say, well, it's a corporation. They've got lots of money. It's okay. They can take care of it. Listen, it's not necessary to have them to do that. Why? Why? And again, my thought with the squatter is, where did you get all of this stuff? Where did it all come from? He has a pickup truck and the dog, but are you just picking up stuff from off the street and just bringing it here? And if so, why? Were you just storing it there? I'm not sure if he was living there, but it happens. I want to also say something to people who have land in considered country or rural areas. You may want to put up a sign, a banner, something. If you can't put a fence, because fencing is extremely expensive, but you can get a piece of wood, a stake, and a board and put up no trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. You can put that up. And that would try and deter some of the people from going to squat on your vacant land if you can't afford a fence, because fencing is extremely expensive. You also may want to do this. You may want to purchase and put a small investment into what's called deer cam. These are cameras that hunters use. Okay. They run usually off of battery, or some may be solar, depending on the one you purchase. Amazon, who I am a fan of Amazon, had these in their selection. Okay. Deer Cam, DEER Cam, CAM. Go on Amazon, check them out. When you get these, you put these, or you can mount them on trees or mount them on a post or something. I would recommend mounting it on a tree, because then it's not as conspicuous for people when they come in. You're hiding it, okay? Because if you take a post and mount it there, somebody's going to see that post and be like, what is that on the post? So deer cams are not supposed to be where everybody can see them and spot them right away. And you don't want someone who's going to try and trespass on your property to see it right away. You may not, or maybe you do. It may be a deterrent if somebody sees it and they're like, well, they're watching me, so let me not do that. So you could probably do that too. But get you a deer cam, invest in a deer cam. There's several out there, and put that on your property. You could also look at your deer cam footage on your cell phone or your computer. You can also take that and upload that information. You can show it to a police officer if you have to. You'll have some evidence and some proof of what's going on. And that way you won't have to drive to your property every day. You'll have that footage there. Now, the deer cams don't run like every single day, all day, weeks and weeks and weeks. They each have their amount of time that they will run, depending on the camera and the equipment that you get and the card holders that will hold the storage. So you want to make sure that you have one that has a long amount of storage, and you want to make sure that you check it really often. Don't let that time run out, because that could be the time that somebody come and try and squat on your property. So make sure that you keep up with the timing on it and the footage on it as well. Okay. Those are some of my tips for you who are vacant land. Besides all my other tips, always get in contact with the neighbors. You know, maybe it's a good thing to talk to some of the neighbors and say, hey, keep a watch on my property. But be careful with doing that too, you guys, because you want to make sure that you got a good feeling with the neighbor, because some neighbors, when they find out your stuff is empty, they may be the one that try and break in or squat on your stuff, your vacant land. So just be really careful with contacting some of the neighbors. You got to get a comfortable feel with them enough to say, hey, keep an eye on my property. All right. All right. Thanks again to Erin for being here. Remember, y'all, click like, click subscribe, click share. She's dropped some jewels and tips in here with other channels as well. Thank you, Bernice, for being here again. Thank you so much for being here again. I want to get this comment that Joseph says. He says this: you have to turn this into a monetary win. This is literally warfare on your property. Document them. Make it a YouTube channel. Get it monetized. Let them stay and take in the money. That's what we're going to do. Joseph, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to do that. I got so much coming up, Joseph. So much coming up. I love it. Thank you so much for that, Joseph. Aaron is saying hello to Joseph. I love it. Joseph is saying hello back to Aaron, and Joseph said this: do both. So when they take the visible one, you have evidence of the act itself, which shows intent. Yes. Get the videos, y'all. Get the videos of these people doing this stuff so y'all can have that. And also, I want to tell you guys this also. If you have a home that is vacant, you can invest in some camera equipment. Now, I want to give you guys a really good tip for residential properties, okay? You all know that the power, if they cut the power, because this has happened in the past on some properties, if squatters cut the power to the property, and the alarms usually have a backup system, okay, a backup battery. That backup battery usually lasts maybe about 12, 24, 48 hours, maybe at the most, depending on the equipment. Now, and it may go out, or they may try and pull it out the wall or find it, unplug it, and so forth, or whatever. And try and squat in your property, and they're thinking, okay, you have no footage of me because you may not have the camera. Those deer cams, get those and put it in one of them good trees in the front yard, or put it up somewhere inconspicuous, and they will not even know it's there. They won't even think that a deer cam is watching them. And yes, you can have them in residential areas. I know some people may say, where is HOA? The HOA may not see it. They're not really. Are they going to be in your tree looking at your camera, I'm telling y'all, you got to do what you have to do to protect your property. These are just my tips now. Okay, let me go ahead and say this. You may have to get approval from your HOA. I'm gonna just put that out there, okay? But me, I'll be done hid that thing in a tree somewhere. I'll be like, until they see it, no, I'm gonna protect my properties, all right? That's why my investors pay me the big bucks. You know, I have learned through experience, you guys, you gotta be a little more wiser than those that think they are wise. But again, we are not here to try and negate the real true problem. People need a place to stay. So you guys, drop in the comments. Let us know what your ideas are to helping find residences for people who don't have any. Okay? Love y'all for watching. We'll be back with some more. I got some more coming up. Y'all click that notification bell. It's coming up, y'all. It's coming up. I got some more great stories. All right. We're going to be out and then on to the next one coming up here shortly. Y'all click that subscribe button on my YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Make sure y'all click subscribe today. You see the logo on the screen, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Listen, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff on this channel, and it's all in an effort to make positive new change happen. Subscribe today. We'll be back with our next great topic. We're still covering squatters, and we're going to try and find some solutions. I got another great story coming up with a gentleman. He's doing exactly that. All right. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for praying for them as well. All right. We'll be out. We'll be back with our next story coming up here shortly. Have a great day. Bye.
Do you enjoy smooth jazz saxophone? TD McCullum has 2 singles available with more to come. The first is an original song called Groove With Me, featuring the classic sounds of Washington, D.C. go-go and his smooth jazz saxophone. The second is called Drunk on Love, a smooth jazz saxophone cover of Rihanna's Drunk on Love from her 2011 Talk That Talk album. Both are available on all major streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, and more. Add them to your favorite library and playlist today. And follow Tyrone on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Mr. TD McCullum for your music and bookings. JoJo Speaks is a YouTube channel that goes live every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. with hot topics and social commentary. Come join the Light of the Leo, Mr. TD McCullum, and our good friend Mike, Mr. Real 121, for fun and JoJo's unique spin on today's top stories. Go to YouTube, subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you are struggling to figure out who you are and where you're heading, but need a little light to bring you back on track, subscribe to the Light of the Leo for some healing and real conversation. Here is where you will find encouragement and the reminder that you are not alone. Continue your journey to freely be yourself at all times with the Light of the Leo. She goes live Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with her co-host, accountability partner, and little bro, JoJo Speaks. Join Faithful Warrior Ministries for our family and friends Saturday morning prayer. Every Saturday morning at 10-ish a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a great time catching up, sharing testimonies, and having transparent, real conversations about life. We encourage each other and show how we can fit God into each equation of our lives. Enjoy a devotional reading and family prayer. You have a prayer family with Faithful Warrior Ministries. Subscribe on YouTube at Faithful Warrior Ministries, and on Facebook, like us at Faithful Warrior Men. That's M-I-N as in Ministries. Join Pastor Lorenzo Evans and Living in Grace Ministries. The messages are not social media driven. They teach what's true and not what's popular. Living in Grace Ministries goes live every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube to Living in Grace Ministries and click on the notification bell. Pastor Lorenzo also has It Takes a Village podcast on the first and third Saturday of each month, pushing to bring back the village concept. We are more powerful when we are united. Together we stand, and division is not an option. A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, Noye Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.